Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking to watch this video. So from the title, you can already tell that today is going to be a story time video, and I'm going to be telling you guys all about my acne journey, my acne story, my acne journey, how far I've come, when I started, and all that good stuff. Basically, if you like to know more, or if you like to hear me talk about my acne journey, please keep watching. All right guys, so the earliest memories I have of me treating my acne was when I was in SS1, and I remember standing on the corridor outside my dorm room with dusting powder on my face. For some weird reason, I thought, or I used dusting powder like to treat my skin, and interestingly it did help, because I remember it helping my skin, like helping to dry off the acne on my skin. But I remember that I'll still have like reoccurring breakouts, you know, and I guess that was the time in my life where I just started having acne, and I was not really concerned about like treating my acne, so I wasn't even doing much to it. It was just dusting powder I was using. So basically I just remember that in secondary school, that was what I was using. I remember like graduating and really not doing anything about it until I entered the university. Weirdly, I do not remember doing anything in my year 1, my year 2, my year 3, but I specifically remember that in year 4, that was my final year, I bought Clearasil salicylic acid 2% wash and the toner, the astringent toner that was like in the line of the cleanser. So I think it was like a set, and I remember it's really working for me. But then I remember that while I was still in school, it finished, and I tried to get it again. Like I tried to repurchase, and I couldn't find it anywhere. For some weird reason, it was scarce. So I decided to try Neutrogena 2% salicylic acid wash as well, the all-free one, because they both had 2% salicylic acid. And then it broke me out, like crazy broke me out. And I remember just canceling Neutrogena in my head, like I ain't trying this brand no more. Like this brand is like everything about Neutrogena. I remember canceling on it, you know. And then I graduated. I can't even remember what I eventually used. I probably didn't even use anything. I graduated. I was supposed to go for camp, and of course I needed an acne wash. It was like one of the things that I would normally buy even when I was going to school, you know, when I started actively treating my acne. And I remember buying the pink grapefruit one. That's the Neutrogena now, because I just couldn't find Clearasil anywhere. So I decided to give Neutrogena another go. And then when I was in camp, I specifically remember I bought 2 items, but I can't remember the second item I bought. But I remember that I bought the pink grapefruit one. It kind of had bubbles in it. I would try and insert pictures. And then I remember it's breaking me out like crazy. Like it was so bad that it was cystic in nature. I could remember that my face felt so painful, like my skin felt so painful, and I was just kind of, you know what, this Neutrogena is finally cancelled. You know, instead of me using Neutrogena, I would rather not use anything. I got out of camp. I did my 1 year in Abia State, and honestly, I remember that the only thing I used was the Neutrogena, no, not the Neutrogena now, the Clean and Clear astringent toner, the blue one. And I remember just using a normal like toilet soap, and I remember that it would actually help my skin, but it wouldn't help it so much, you know. But I mean, I didn't really pay attention to my acne that much. So I came back home after service year, and I remember that I went to stay with my cousin after service years. That was the time I was actually looking for a job, and I remember like being on the hunt for skincare products that could work again. I remember using Sebamed. I remember clearly I used the Sebamed Clear Face Cleansing Bar, the bar soap, the one I recently reviewed. I also used the anti-pimple gel. I think I used the colored pimple gel. I can't even remember. And then I used their Clear Face Care Gel. And I remember that their Clear Face Care Gel was the only product I loved in the set. I didn't try their toner because I think then I was using the Clean and Clear toner as well. So I didn't try their toner, and I remember that I really did like their care, the Clear Face Care Gel. But one thing I also remember was that during that period, my face was significantly oily. Like, even when I put the Clear Face Care Gel on, my face would feel very oily. And then I decided to try baking soda on my face. And I remember that thing drying out my skin. I remember after making a paste on my face was so dry. Was so dry that I was kind of, you know what, I'm not using this thing again. I think I was even using it then for my dark spots, but of course it didn't help, you know. So there again, I just stopped trying to look for products that could help my skin. What cleanser was I even using then? To be honest, I think I used the cleansing bar till it finished, and I didn't repurchase because I was kind of, this thing is not working for my skin. So I remember I left my first job, and then there was a period between my first job and my second job. I came back home. I left my cousin's place, came back home, and then that was the moment, like, my skin wasn't getting any better, and that was the moment I decided that, okay, let me just research this thing for myself. I went online, I started to do a lot of research. Then I even started blogging full time. I think that was 2016. I had like my first blog site on Blogspot. That was where I started documenting my journey, like my acne journey. I started documenting my journey on there. And I remember just looking for solutions for my acne, trying out so many different things. And I remember specifically I started my journey with Simple as well. So I used their refreshing facial wash, and I think later on I bought their acne scrub their acne scrub that had rice granules in it. Anyway, so while I was like researching about how to take care of skin, I started to learn that acne was internal as well as external. So I started taking care of my diet. I think that was the period I started working out as well, like regularly. I'll go to the gym, I'll eat healthy, I'll stop taking I stopped taking as much sugar. I cut down on my soda intake. I remember every morning I would drink green tea, and my face actually cleared out. That was also the period that because I was looking for a solution to my acne, I reached out to the owner of a natural skincare brand. She told me that I should try tea tree oil and jojoba oil. I should just mix them together and use them on my skin, which actually didn't really work. I didn't see like dramatic improvements in my acne. But then I did a lot more research, and I found out that I don't even know where I got all these things from. I found out that apple cider vinegar could help with acne. I tried it, it really did help with acne. And it was fading dark spots as well, because that was a concern for me. But I remember that it dried my face out so bad, and it was making my face darker because I was not even using sunscreen then. Did I even know what sunscreen was? I don't think so, you know. So I started to look for more, like I just continued to research. That was the period my brother too was having challenges with acne, because acne is genetic for us. And then he started to tell me about benzoyl peroxide, about Roaccutane. That was the first time I heard about Roaccutane. And he kind of spurred my interest in skincare once more. Rewind. During my service year, I remember I had a really close friend, and she was very, very concerned about my skin, and she told me that I should try and use Neomendrol, that it was really good for acne. It would dry out my skin, it would dry out my acne. And to be honest, I didn't even take her seriously, because I was kind of, you know, this face, I'm not doing anything about this face anymore. So yes, there were periods in my life when I was just so upset and tired that I just left my skin, you know, I just left it. You know, so then my brother, fast forward to when my brother started to talk to me about benzoyl peroxide. He told me that there were 2 things he was using and it was clearing his skin. So he told me about benzoyl peroxide 10%, the Dr. Sheffield one. I'll try and insert pictures as well because I've put it on Instagram before. And then he told me he was using Neomedrol. And then guess what? I just dropped every other thing I was using and started using it. And you know the funny part? It cleared my skin out. Then I was working my second job. It cleared my skin out, you know, but it dehydrated my skin. And I started to look for a solution for my dehydration. Meanwhile, it cleared my skin out, but every once in a while I would have like acne pop up on my cheek, or I have acne pop up on my jaw, or I have it like my forehead was mostly clear. For all the periods I ever had acne, my forehead was always the clearest. My cheek was always my problem area. My jaw not so much, but my cheek, if you notice, you even see scars. Like my cheek was my problem area. I just really noticed that it left my skin dehydrated, and I will have like acne pop up once in a while, painful cystic acne. Like when my skin was tired of me, it will break out. I will use Neomedrol, I will use benzoyl peroxide, and nothing. It will not work. It will just stay there, painful, and my skin was getting darker because of those two products I was using. I was using Neutrogena sunscreen, the all free. I can't even remember the name, and it was not working. It wasn't protecting my skin from the sun. I was getting, like, I was almost like 3 shades darker than my skin, of which I still am, which is like the aftermath of everything I've done on my skin. You know, I'm still trying to get my my skin to what's like the color of my chest. You know, that was when I decided to introduce a vitamin C serum into my routine from Rada. In fact, I feel like my skincare journey has been more of a trial and error journey. I was reluctant to go see a dermatologist because I didn't know how accessible they were. And so I decided that I just want to find a solution to my skin, to my acne. If I can't go to a dermatologist, I want to be able to like do it myself. I would notice my skin will feel very tight and dry and very itchy. Once I step under the sun, my face will feel itchy. Once I'm in a dusty place and it's hot, my face will feel so itchy. I decided that, okay, I'm going to, like, I did a bit more research, and then I learned that sulfates are irritating on the skin, dry out the skin, cause dehydration, you know, of which sulfates are basically just potential irritants. So I decided that I was going sulfate free. I cut out, then I even noticed, or then I found out that I could find Clearasil once more, because I kind of went back to the products that really helped me. Like, it made a significant difference in my mind, so much that I was kind of, if I keep on breaking out, I'll just go back to Clearasil. I went back to it and I noticed that my face would itch me a lot. So I decided that, okay, you know what? I'm going to cut out sulfates from my cleansers, my product. And I did that, and my face like dramatically improved. Then I stumbled on the Clinique Blemish Solutions, and the Clinique Blemish Solutions cleansing foam, I think that's what it's called. And it really did help my skin. I loved that cleanser. I still love that cleanser. Like, I remember when I was working, I would use it for like a month and a half, and I would repurchase like 2 more because it was that good. And I remember specifically it was 11,000 for 1.5 months. Very expensive. So I decided that I wasn't going to keep on buying it. I was going to look for cheaper alternatives. Then I found the Ambi Clear and Even cleansing foam that had 0.5% salicylic acid, you know, and was equally as good, but not as good as the Clinique Blemish Solutions cleansing foam. You know, I tried tretinoin during that period, and it broke me out so badly. Like, it really broke me out, and I was just kind of I'm not doing this at all. Of course, it was purging my skin, but I didn't even know at that time, so I just stopped using it. That was when I officially started my K-beauty journey, and it's been a beautiful ride for me. I was a K-beauty whore. I was interested in trying, like, I'm very adventurous with skincare, I know. I'm very interested in trying many products. I was just buying and testing, you know, and trying. And like I said, it was a beautiful ride for me. The Clinique blemish solutions really helped my skin, like, very considerably. So much that there was a phase in my acne journey when I started documenting it, that my skin was really clear. But I introduced K-beauty, and it was at that period I began to have jaw acne. So that was, I think, 2016, 2017. I didn't even start having hormonal acne when I hit like 25. I started having hormonal acne 26, 27. And my jaw will be lined with pimples down here. And they will not heal. They will just stay, they'll be open, raw, and they won't heal. And I tried the Klairs Supple Preparation Unscented Toner. At that time, I think Klairs just introduced that toner to the market, the unscented version. I tried it because it had centella acetisa. It healed, like, it cleared out that area for me, which was amazing, you know. So not only did K-beauty like hydrate my skin, help me with hydration levels, like the ingredient centella acetisa really helped to heal my breakout. And I noticed that I was not scarring as much. I would have pimples, you know, very rarely, but my skin will not scar like it used to before. Fast forward to 4 months to this time. 4 months ago, I started my tretinoin journey. Then I realized I started to have like just small tiny dots around my skin. Weren't really like pimples because they didn't have heads, but they were like bumps, you know. And up till now, I don't know what it was. Or rather, I don't know what it is. What was like going on around that area. It was just very textured. But tretinoin like really cleared it out. My skin still breaks out very often. If you notice, I have like pimples here, which I was thinking like tretinoin would like clear out, you know, after a certain period of time. But I think I kind of understand my skin because acne is genetic for my family. Like both my parents had acne. I think my dad had more than my mom. I don't really expect my acne to disappear. Do you get? I just expect that it will be under control, manageable, you know, but I don't expect that it will just vanish. Right now, let me show you guys what my skin looks like up close. You probably already know I'm using tretinoin, and so I still have a lot of dark marks from exposing my skin to the sun. All these are like photo damage, not photo aging, like damage caused by the sun. But my skin is like way better than it ever was. Like this is the best my skin has been. Like I said, it's just dark marks I have. I was talking to my dermatologist and she said tretinoin actually prepares you for a chemical peel. So definitely I will talk to an esthetician and see if I can get a peel because I really want all my dark marks gone. As for acne, I think I have been able to like manage my acne well. My skin is not as oily as it used to be, especially because I hydrate my skin properly. Hydration is very important even when it comes to like treating acne. Hydrating your skin actually helps to improve your acne prone skin, actually helps to reduce how often you break out. So it's something you want to consider. Of course you don't want to overhydrate your skin, but you don't want to like underhydrate your skin as well. So yeah, that's basically my story. Thank you so much for watching. What has been the most significant part of your skincare journey, your acne journey, your oily skin journey? What has been the most significant part? I would love to hear from you guys. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love that you become a part of my skincare family. Also, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Like I said, leave a comment below telling me the most significant part of your skincare journey. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.